Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back. So, very quick video. This is about your intonation on your Les Pauls, your SGs, or pretty much any guitar that has the um, tone lock or what do you call these things? Tail stop bar with your Les Paul style bridge on it. So, this is my Epiphone SG. And one of the problems I've had since the beginning was with the G string. I could get all the other strings dialed in pretty much dead nuts on according to the tuner. In a perfect world, that would be considered perfect, right? So anyways, the SG was always out by just a smidge, but mind you, when you did tune it and you play your chords, you're good. I mean, it wasn't a huge deal. It was out by a few cents. But it kind of annoys me, right? And so I've been fine up until now. Today, I bought a string butler. Okay. This helps your Les Pauls and SGs and other 3-3 headstock guitars stay in tune much better. And they actually do work. Anyway, so what happens is now my string length is getting changed up in this area, which following all the way down into our bridge slash saddles slash tail stop bar, everything now changes. Geometries have now changed, string lengths have changed. And so I ended up having to put the saddle for the G string right to the end, and I'm still running high. I can't lower it. And you got to move the thing toward the body to bring the pitch up in order to retune, and then it lowers it, and you're good at your 12th fret is the idea, right? And vice versa the other way. So anyways, the way this guitar was shipped was you have 3 saddles that are all facing one direction, and the bottom 3 are facing the opposite direction, which I ran out of room, of course, on my G string, right? So what I did with this particular bridge is pretty easy. This has the wire that goes across, right? So you just pop the wire out on the one side and just be careful with it, and then pop the wire off the other side, and now you can lift out, unscrew the saddle, flip the saddle around, screw it back in, and of course now you're resetting intonation, right? Which is fine, but I only had to flip the bottom 3 because you'll notice on a lot of guitars with these type of bridges, you'll have 3 one direction, 3 the other. Now, on a lot of Les Pauls, like my Les Paul Studio is a 2018 Studio, and all the saddles were the direction that actually these are right now. And so I don't have any issues with the intonation on the Les Paul, and I had to do very little tweaking even once I put the string butler on it. And of course, the way they set the Les Paul up for distancing with the tail stop bar from the bridge is totally different than here. So on the Les Paul, the tail stop actually has to be up quite high, where this one is completely bottomed out. And I still have, at the back of the saddle or bridge, I still have space. I can easily fit a couple sheets of paper across any of these strings, so the strings aren't going to gouge into the saddle, which is nice. Okay, and they don't gouge in on the Les Paul. Now, if I lower the Les Paul tail stop, then I'm going to run into the bridge. It's going to be a problem. So it has to be up high on that one. And with its geometries of extra length this way to here, scale length of guitar, it all works perfect, okay? So by flipping these 3, now my G string is dead nuts on. So now all my strings are all dead on, okay? Now I didn't have a problem with my B, my high B, or actually my B, it's the only B, the B and the high E. Never had problems, but the intonation nonetheless had to be reset because I had to flip those saddles as well. So now they're all facing the correct direction, which is something Epiphone should have done in the first place. Because, you know, even from the factory, the G string saddle did go quite close. I didn't have a lot of room to play with, and now I still have about 1/8 of an inch left if I really needed it. So if I went to a thicker gauge string or maybe a thinner gauge, that intonation would have to be redone. So, which means I'd have to change string length this way or back this way, whichever. At least now I have all the room, and now the intonation is completely, as they call, perfect in this world. And so that actually worked out great. So if you have an SG, a Les Paul, or any guitar whatsoever, even copies of Les Pauls and SGs, the Explorer is another one as well that uses that this saddle and bridge system. Even those guitars, if you have saddles that are opposite from the others, flip them all around so that the flat part of the saddle, okay, faces the body, and that the curve of the saddle goes that way, if that's the way you need to go. You may need to flip these the other way. Now, on my Les Paul, right from the factory, they're all facing the way they are now, which flats are facing the body. Like I said, no problems with Les Paul. This one, I had the G, B, and D that I had to flip them to get the intonation to set up properly. And it actually is better having that extra space, because without the string butler on there, I would actually have this saddle more toward the headstock. But with the string butler, I have to have it more toward the body. But at least I still have 1/8 of an inch to go, which is quite a bit of movement. Because it doesn't take much to move a saddle for your intonation going up and down. So that's good. So anyways, I just wanted to share that info with you guys. Just to let you know, if you're having intonation issues with this sort of a tail stop and bridge system, even if you don't have the tail stop, because not all guitars do. My Dean Zero has the same bridge as this, but no tail stop, right? It's got its different design, which is really good, actually, and the intonation is dead on that guitar. So, and at least its saddles face the correct way for it, okay? Why companies want to flip 3 one way and 3 the other is just beyond me. But anyways, that's a little bit of tech info for you guys. So if you've been having the problems, now you know how to fix them. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you definitely on the next video. Ciao.